Imagine a machine that could give you any experience you want: perfect happiness, love, success, meaning. Scientists stimulate your brain so perfectly that you believe you're living an incredible life. You feel everything is real. Meanwhile, your body is floating in a tank, but you don't know that. As far as you're concerned, this is your life. The question is simple: would you plug in for the rest of your life? This is a famous philosophical thought experiment called the experience machine. You could choose any life you want, such as writing a great novel, falling deeply in love, being admired, feeling fulfilled. You could pre program years of incredible experiences, and when they're over, you'd briefly wake up just to choose the next set. If AI becomes more integrated with society and humans have fewer jobs to do ourselves, this experiment matters even more. If pleasure, satisfaction, and good feelings are the goal of life, why would people choose to not plug in? Before we talk about why people wouldn't plug in, I need to be honest about why some people would. First, suffering is real, and for some, it's unbearable. People live with chronic pain, trauma, mental illness, grief, and poverty. For someone who suffered deeply, choosing peace over pain doesn't feel shallow. It's truly merciful. If a machine could give you a life without suffering, wouldn't that be significant? It could be a meaningful intervention for some. Second, you wouldn't know that it's fake. Once you're plugged in, you wouldn't miss reality because you wouldn't know it existed. The love feels real, the happiness feels real, the meaning feels real. If everything you care about exists inside your experience, what exactly are you losing? Third, we already choose smaller versions of this: drugs, endless scrolling on social media, porn, video games, curated online identities, even. We regularly trade reality for better feelings in socially acceptable ways. The experience machine just makes that choice more opaque. Finally, if happiness is the metric for a good life, the machine wins. It delivers more pleasure, more satisfaction, less pain, and more fulfillment than the real world ever could. From that perspective, not plugging in starts to look irrational. And yet, most people still say no. And that's the part philosophy cares about. The first reason is that we want to do things, not just feel like we did them. There's a difference between thinking you wrote a great novel and actually sitting there, struggling, failing, and finally finishing one. If the experience were enough, that difference wouldn't matter, but it does. Second, we all want to be a certain kind of person. Maybe we want to be courageous, kind, or someone that acts with integrity. Those traits are only meaningful if they're real. In the machine, you aren't actually being brave or loving, you just feel like you are. And somehow that feels empty. Third, we want contact with reality itself. Even painful reality feels more meaningful than perfect illusion. A life that's real but difficult feels deeper than a life that's fake but flawless. So here's the uncomfortable conclusion. If pleasure were all that mattered, plugging into the experience machine would be the best possible life. The fact that many of us reject it suggests that something besides happiness also matters. Perhaps it's meaning, agency, authenticity, or actually living rather than being entertained. So I'll leave you with this. If you would plug into the experience machine, what does that say about what you value? And if you wouldn't, what experience are you protecting? Would you plug in? I'm Jay Dilly Dally. Thanks for thinking with me today.